Yes, people, I am back. We are back. The legendary man is off of his vacation out of Nigeria and has decided to join BBK Sports today. Now, there used to be a show that I used to watch on AFTV back in the day called Talk is Cheap, where the guest would introduce the other guests and he would list all the words that describe the individual. Man, like Tony, I'd say, man, the abundant, the amiable, the amazing, the all encompassing.
Ah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Cloud is on BBK Sports today. What an absolute legend, man. Tony, what you saying to me, bro? We missed you in these YouTube spaces, my brother.
See, people. Two gun salutes for my brother Tehran BBK Sports. He gets a po. How about making that three? Po. He's a gooner, brother. He's a gooner. See ya, my brother. Welcome to episode 3. Yeah, people. Those of you watching us down there, yeah. Welcome to episode 3 of Stir the Pot. Because me and my brother, we like stirring the pot just a little bit. He's more of the silent one, but I'm more of the talkative, down here. So, but we just leave it, we just leave that to God. But after what I just watched, my brother, I think we have to be vocal on this one. I mean, we're not just gonna pass by and let this just slip through the cracks and say it's a friendly. We have to talk about it. But you know what, people? This is my second show, being back from a 1 month hiatus. I don't know about BBK, yeah, but I mean, after the hit of last season, I just had to take a chill pill, relax, settle my head, get some time off the sport, and just really breathe again. When vacationing in the coast of Africa. Also went to Turkey, spent little time in Turkey too, enjoying, the heat down there, and went to enjoy further heat down there in Africa. Yeah, but I'm back. And I came back yesterday, BBK Sports. Thanks, I've been catching, some of your streams back there in Africa. And I showed it to my parents. I was like, hey, I work with this man. And they said they've seen a couple of your shows with me. And, it's just nice to know that my father likes your person. So, let's keep going, man. Who knows? People, I'm back. I'm back, people.
He is back.
So people smash the likes. Smash the likes. You know what to do. Smash the likes.
Well, we have a couple of hellos in the building. We got man like Tom Wallace in here laughing, saying Gyokeres. We're gonna get into all of it. He barely played 30 minutes, my brother, but it's all good. We got Bluebird say Havertz was worth. BBK, big up to you, bro. We got Bluebird saying big up to BBK and Tony. Big up to you. Sabby Pinky say big up to the panel and good morning to you as well. The Oregon Good man like down saying Tony is back. Yes, he's back.
Dollars in the house. Po. Our brother is back.
Sir. So Tony, did you catch the full match or just a bits and pieces of it?
No, I caught the full match.
What were you
caught the full match? But again, it was pointless watching that matchup here. But I'll just allow you to say what you have to say.
So
but definitely I caught the whole matchup, apart from missed bits and pieces of it just a little bit in the first half, because I was just making a meal while that game was going on in the first half. But apart from that, few minutes chopped off, but apart from that, I watched the whole game.
Yeah, so I didn't catch the whole game because it was a half 4 kickoff, 4:30 a.m. So I didn't catch the whole game. So I catch the second half.
Oh,
brother, yeah. It sounds like it's a good thing I missed the first half because now I would have been fully angry. I'm only half angry because I only caught half of that dross. But I looked at the extended highlights and I see my goalkeeper getting lobbed again. And I'm on record many times saying that this goalkeeper's position sometimes is always worrying. Why does he feel like he needs to be in the play all the time, Tony? Why does he feel that he needs to be on the halfway line when we have the ball? Is this instruction? Or is he just overzealous trying to be part of the action. What's going on here?
See, I mean, BBK Sport, it to be very disingenuous of us to start complaining about a goalkeeper who has been given full-fledged freedom by this manager. The manager knew that that was how David Raya always played when he was in Brentford. Even if, yeah, in Brentford, yeah, he was just given a little bit of space to come out and do what he's doing right now at Arsenal. But he came to a manager that likes building from the back, which is Mikel Arteta, definitely possession-based manager, and it just gave him a whole new level of freedom. This manager is the cause of what happened when we conceded that first goal. Complete freedom to do whatever he likes, and he's not even reading the game while doing it. There's a thin line, yeah, in in between being our goalkeeper and being the back four, part of the back four, back five setup in our team these days. And David Raya represents all that goofy stuff, plaguing Arsenal both last season and this season. Last season it was cut many times. At least I could remember up to three to four times when it was caught, napping, in the league last season. And this year is just continued from where he stopped. Golden Glove winner, my foot. That is not the performance of a first choice goalkeeper donning the number one shirt for the Arsenal. Totally disgraceful.
Yeah.
And again, why give Miles Lewis Kelly that pass when he had up to 1, 2, 3 players surrounding him, and you throwing that pass for him? What is wrong with you, David Raya? You had many other defenders to your right, to your left, to actually send that ball. What happened to even looping the ball over the top? My brother, now you know the implications of this. I'm now looking at that signing from Chelsea, my brother Tehran. I'm not looking at that goalkeeping.
Kepa.
Yeah, at that goalkeeping acquisition we just had with Chelsea. And I've seen his performances in the AC Milan game and in that Newcastle game where he conceded none, kept the penalty in that game against AC Milan, kept a clean sheet when he came on for Newcastle with great displays. And I'm looking at it. That, after all, might not be literally the bad business we actually painted it to be at first. I mean, I've seen his performances. I don't just think he goes out of position the way David Raya has the freedom to just do all these things. That buy in Kepa might actually be very, very key going into the season. I don't know about you, my brother.
Well, I do know that Kepa doesn't do that. What he did today, and Raya has done this before against Tottenham. Actually, I remember in a North London derby, we're up 3-0 comfortably. He gives the ball straight to Romero, kicks it straight to him, and Romero scores. And then Tottenham scores again when they got a penalty when Declan Rice kicked Human Son and made the game way too close than it should have been when we were cruising 3-0 at Tottenham, by the way. But like today, Tony, we saw what's his name? Thomas Frank give Arteta a problem to solve, and he couldn't solve it. Go back to the manager for a second. Now, on August 17th, I believe that Ruben Amorim would also give him a problem to solve, and I don't trust him to solve it because it was the same: get the ball out to the wings and whip the crosses in. Like, there is no change. All the preseasons, all the training sessions, we're still doing the same thing that's proven not to be very effective against the low block. In a team like today, after Tottenham, after we pushed them back or they let us have the ball, whatever the case may have been, this is the type of game where you need a Eberichi Eze or another creative outlet in the middle of the park. Odegaard proved that he couldn't unlock them today. That's why the ball kept going out wide, because your creative attacking midfielder meant to thread those passes through the middle, couldn't do it. So again, why aren't we able to solve these problems when teams go up 1-0 against us? We cannot, because we had 50 minutes. They scored in the first half. We had 45 minutes plus like 5 or 6 minutes in added time, 50 plus minutes, and couldn't solve this problem, Tony.
See, BBK Sports. I mean, you've just painted a very, very, very incisive picture as to what is plaguing us at Arsenal Football Club. I mean, I can't really recount how many times you've told the fans down here on your channel about how those draws last season felt like losses. People, I mean, those of you I'm an ardent watcher of BBK Sports, the shows he does alone, and I understand every bit, every ounce of what he means when he says that those draws last season felt like losses in a way. And there's a reason for that. Many of these teams completely pose certain questions to this manager. Yeah. And he doesn't have any answers for them. Completely is clueless. Mostly with teams that decide to just set up on a low block. I mean, that's it. And coupled with the fact that we have a manager who doesn't know what he's doing in terms of understanding tactical ways, tactical transformations to actually transform games. He doesn't also have a man in the middle of the park that can actually find his way, trick his way through, dribble his way through the middle. When was the last time? I mean, really, I'll just ask you this quick snap question. When was the last time you saw Arsenal play through the middle incisively, totally malhandle players, open up play in the middle of the park with a player and would just kick in, cave in, and completely destroy players from the middle of the park? I'm talking of one player to just go through the middle, cut, dribble, open up play. When was the last time you saw that? Apart from Max Doman.
2 seasons ago. Well, the first season when Jesus was healthy before his ACL, before the 2022 World Cup, when we used to cut through teams and
when we used to cut through teams. Yeah, but even at that, he didn't even do it in a prolific manner. The last time we had such a player in the team was Santi Cazorla. I don't know if I'm taking you back just a little bit, couple of years ago, just within a decade, when we used to have a player called Santi Cazorla.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're missing in the middle of the park. And whenever you're talking about a player like Eze, that's what we need. A player who is going to cut in, draw players around him, and just cause chaos in the 18-yard box of opposition players. There was nothing like that until the 76th minute when Max Doman came in, this time playing from the wings. I mean, of course, he replaced Bukayo Saka, but you could just see that he just started getting into the game, taking on players, 1, 2, 3. I mean, he's so good in actually opening up spaces, saving space, and at the same time attacking within that space also. He's just that good. And that's what you saw in the 76th minute. But why wait until the 76th minute to bring in a player that can actually open up space, open up players, open up a low block? Because to be very sincere with you, Thomas Frank just had to sit back and watch us pass the ball sideways, left, center, go back to the goalkeeper. He just had to, you know what? Yeah, these guys don't want to score goals. Let's just protect our fort. That's what he did. And Mikel Arteta had no answer to it. The only similarity to an answer was when Max Doman came in and took on players, but it's a little too late. And that's why you would see that within the season, Mikel Arteta knows how to shrivel players. I mean, I didn't really see our latest signing, Gyokeres, touch the ball more than twice in the stint he came on. I'm not going to be talking about him in any breath, but again, when you see the way that Mikel Arteta plays, yeah, when you see the way that Mikel Arteta plays, you might just have that feeling that Victor Gyokeres might literally struggle because, I mean, I waited for like about 13 minutes to see him get the ball. But he literally struggled to get the ball. Mikel Arteta's formation can actually strangle Victor Gyokeres.
Yeah.
He's gonna overcoach the whole team, and the ball isn't gonna even really get to Victor Gyokeres. But again, let's see. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I think he only got 13 minutes. I'm not even gonna even give him a player rating. I think the next game, because I think we come back to London and play Villarreal for the next game. So Victor Gyokeres is a must start. Right now is the time in the preseason where you start to play your first team players at least 45 minutes to an hour, so you can see how they move as a unit. But big up to the Waffle Don, our brother. He is in the
Waffle done, waffle done, brother. Big up to you, man.
He says crosses, same old BS, crosses, and no plan B. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I saw from the the 45 minutes that I watched. Big up to Hendo. Say good afternoon, BBK Sports, Tony Claude, and all watching. Told y'all nothing has changed this season. What a crap performance against Spurs, and it stings a little bit more because it's against Spurs, isn't it? Hendo said Everest looking like an anorexic, but I thought he bulked up. Hendo, I thought he bulked up and transformed his body. Crosses were decent, but Gyokeres, you would need those straight line forward passes. And that, Mr. Bat, is what we're saying. We need a eberichi to thread those passes through because the crosses are fine, but it can't be one dimensional. If I know your attack is predictable and I know it's only going to be crosses, me as a defensive player is easy for me because then it's just all about concentration. I know where you're going. I just have to concentrate and make sure I'm in the position that I need to be when the cross comes in. That's all. Thomas Frank set up perfectly. Yep, absolutely perfectly against it. But what did you think of the starting lineup, Tony? The midfield of Norgard, Rice, and Odegaard, because this midfield that started today is a replica of what's going to start whenever Zubamendi gets a knock or a rest. And that Norgard, everyone that was telling me that he's a decent by good business, I'm telling you, I don't trust these players who come from a team who averages 35% possession. It's usually difficult for them to make the transition to a ball dominant team. He's not used to having the ball at his feet for this long sometimes. And I don't trust him in the six. So I think Tottenham midfield got the best of him today. And we need some more quality in that space. Norgard, I'm sorry. He doesn't seem like he's up to the speed as of yet. The starting lineup.
I mean, you got something right. You got something right when you were saying something about Northgard. He's not used to holding the ball this long. I mean, you have to go back to the manager of Brentford at the time when he was playing down there, and of course it's Thomas Frank, who is actually the manager for Tottenham Hotspur. And you have to also understand that Thomas Frank is one of the most seasoned defensive managers that the league have gotten. You have to put that into perspective. And when you put in that into perspective in analyzing the game of Northgard, you do know you came correct when you said they don't hold the ball quite often. He's literally going to struggle here in a team that is possession based in a way because he's not used to holding the ball quite longer. He's always used to running. I mean, getting tackles done, breaking play and doing all that defensive work. But to balance and to give passes here and there, spray passes here and there. I mean, he actually undertook certain risky movement with the ball within the midfield, but he just ended up giving the ball to the opposition, or it was just caught in, transition. And that's the problem when you're bringing in this kind of players that are like 31s in their 31s and in their 33s or whatever, because most of the time they're not strong enough to actually clean up the messes that they make most of the time. If it was maybe a more younger, a more energetic player, that could have been something more different. But he lost the ball a couple of times in the middle of the park.
Yeah,
and I'm not yet sold on Northgard just yet. I'm not sold on him. When you're telling a guy who is more of a guy that is more of a power play guy, a guy that dishes tackles, that breaks up play, and you're giving him the responsibility of passing the ball accurately. No, he's not going to do that work for you. He is he's a destroyer. He's a tackler. He's not going to be I mean, I mean, an elite passer all of a sudden just because you tuck him into a team that plays possession-based football. I don't think that's possible. That's what we're seeing with Notgard. Although I still think he would improve. I still think this is, I mean, friendlies getting to get used to to the players. I think it will come good in the long run, but at
Mm,
what cost? If Zubimendi goes down today, just like you rightfully said, that might just literally be how our midfield will look like. And you know what? If our midfield looks like that, I'm sorry, man. We're in real deep trouble if we go into the season like that. The best way to just extinguish any problems that we might have is to make sure we have killers in the game, first of
yeah,
all, in that midfield, so that when we resort to defending and all that nasty stuff, we can just try and do that as a team rather than individually with
yeah,
Nordgaard down there. So, I mean, this Eze in our midfield, it's
yeah.
really looking like something that we have to do.
It's an absolute must. That's what I call it. It's an absolute must because Tony, if we have as the in the squad, so say the Zuberman picks up a knock, has to rest, or he's out of form, then you play Declan Rice there. Declan Rice can thrive in the six. That way you don't have Noah Guard in there struggling because Declan Rice has
Mm.
proven that he can play in a ball dominant side. So you drop Declan in the six. That's quality covered. Declan Zubermendi in your six. You play Odegaard in your left aid because you prefer a left-footed, left-sided midfielder anyway, and you have your attacking 10 in an Eze. Now the burden of being the captain, now the burden of being the only creative midfielder doesn't fall on Odegaard. Then he can play freely. Then you will see Gyokeres get the 20 to 25 goals that we need to turn our
Yeah.
14 draws into half of those, 6 or 7, 8 of those into wins. But I wanted to ask you, Tony, does Gabriel's absence in the squad worry you? Our best defender.
Oh yeah. It worries me. It worries me that much, and that's why I'm taking some of these preseason games, with a pinch of salt. I'll give a perspectives to that. Definitely, Arsenal is a possession-based team. Apart from that, in set pieces, it is really a guy that you can trust. It's really a guy you can call. You can call on when you need a goal to be whipped from corner kicks. Today, we didn't have any cutting edge with our corner kicks. Today, you just knew that we were struggling for that towering defender to just come in and save the day from all the corner kicks that we had. We were all over the place defensively today when Tottenham Hotspurs hit the post 3 times before halftime, even before they got their goal. They hit the post 3 times before they got a goal. That should tell you that we didn't have any commanding uh, 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 leader down there in our back four today. I mean, definitely we miss him, and that's why I think that our game might be more better when he comes into the squad. The back four will be more arranged. The back four will be more complete, and of course will become more of a bigger threat in set pieces with him in the team. I think we missed him. But one of the biggest positives I got from the game today, defensively, because you brought up the Gabriel issue, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mosquera, Christian Mosquera
Speak on it.
debut today. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, people. I mean, when I was heralding the signing, yeah, people, when he came in, people said, "Oh, don't speak too quick." No, I speak too quick when I see quality.
Yeah.
And when you see quality, you don't need to see DBK. You know it. When you sign a player like Messi, you know what you know what you're getting. You don't need to to hide under the shadows. I mean, you put your money where your mouth is. Christian Mosquera, 90 senior appearances under 21, Spanish international. See people, and of course he has Colombian parents, so he has that South American thing going on with him.
Yeah.
6 foot plus. He's a brute. He's a tackler. Guys, did you see how seamless? Yeah, he just harmonized with that back four when he
Mm,
came on. I didn't see Tottenham risk it too much when he came on. It was
mm,
when TVO was still down there, we were having a little bit of, some lapses down there. It's quick, it's fast, it's tapping, it's very, very accurate, and he knows how to progress the ball from the defense. He could play in that right centre back, provide cover for William Saliba. He could also play in that right back position. He could displace White if we want him to. White has been underwhelming with his gameplay in a couple of games, and sure, that's why Timber has had a very big rise in this team. So
mm,
he could play in that right back position. He could play as a right centre back. I've also heard that he plays even left centre back. So I mean, we have ourselves a towering 6 foot plus
mm,
player ready for us to use. So when Real Madrid come calling yet again, I heard they just knocked on the door. When
mm,
Real Madrid knocks on the door, that's a different kind of knock. When they knock on the door, I'm not saying that I'm okay with Saliba leaving, but I'm
mm.
saying we might just be in good hands in case he leaves this summer. And don't write anything off. Not everyone wanna. I mean, Tottenham Hotspur are our biggest rivals. Won a trophy last season and
Mhm.
just beat us up in a friendly match.
Yeah.
Tactically, outwitted us. I,
Yeah.
I don't think Saliba would go and sit down, on his chair in a Hong Kong hotel and say, I mean, am I rejecting Real Madrid for this? That knock is a different knock. If he thinks about it a couple of times, he might decide to leave us this summer. But if he leaves, we have Christian Mosquera that could just come in and fill those boots. I completely have no issue with the emergence of Christian Mosquera. So, I mean, he's a great guy. I like the kid. He reads the game properly. He's a tackler, and he's a brute. Physically, he's a brute. You can see it, you can sense it.
So speaking of quality, right? You said speaking of quality when you know quality when you see it. What do you see when you see Max Dowman? Not this performance in particular, but his previous two performances in the preseason, because he has raised some eyebrows with his performances. So from a quality perspective, I know he's 15, but what do you see when you see a Max Dowman? Do you see like a Cesc Fabregas-esque young player in the making, or what do you make of our Max Dowman?
Oof. See, man, I see a tactical genius at 15. I see
Mm,
a guy who likes attacking the spaces at the age of 15. I see a guy who can create space and attack space all at the same time while saving it. I see a guy who could take one, two, three, four players and drag them all completely, leaving them on their ass. I mean, see, BBK Sports, see, brother, even in training games, Max Doman, yeah, in training, in Arsenal training games, yeah, I've got pictures of Arsenal players on their asses, on their knees in training. This is a 15-year-old kid. Now,
yeah.
BBK Sports, yeah, talking about quality. I mean, just let this sink through your mind, yeah, and tell me what you regurgitate directly from your mind. Max Doman is Arsenal's best player right now at the age of 15. Let that sink in.
Yeah. He looks good. I'm not gonna lie. He looks good. He looks like everything that I want Odegaard to be, the way he attacks the space, the way he
Exactly.
shoots the ball when he gets into the box, right? The way he has a goal. Odegaard seems to be like he wants to be the guy that set up the perfect goal, always trying to play someone through with a little dink over the top, or that extra touch. Well, we need to play fast. Sometimes he slows the game down a little too much for me. The way
Yeah.
Matt Salmon was able to run at Joe, like Joe Linton is no punk. This is one of the nastiest
He's
things.
no punk. Exactly, man. He's no punk, people. He's no punk. But look at what he did to I mean, look at what he did to the bully. He completely, I mean, bamboozled him. And rightfully so. You don't just do that to a guy like Joe Linton. You know that. And again, you just told us about that Martin Odegaard comparison. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very big factor that people are actually throwing away. while Martin Odegaard is still engaging in the trade of this back passes, sideways passes, yeah, slowing the game down too much. We have someone who has an opposite kind of opinion in Max Doman. He's always ready to attack. He's always wanting to go further. He doesn't want to pass the ball back. He wants to go, he wants to take on players. He wants to open up spaces. He wants to create. That's what he does. Clear difference between him and Martin Odegaard. Left for me, I would say he's ready. But again, there's that thing that tells you he's still a 15-year-old. To what degree, and of course, this is a question for you, BBK. To what degree do you want to see Max Doman participate in the league this season? I mean, we have a manager who doesn't know how to protect players. I mean, it's a clear fact, people. There's no hidden agenda in that. Mikel Arteta has made it more clear he doesn't know how to develop players. That's clear. There's no argument in that. So now that we have a manager who's not inclined in managing talent and developing players, mostly young players, BBK Sports, to what extent should we use Max Doman, who has become Arsenal's best player at the age of 15?
I'm very concerned about how we're going to manage his development. To be completely honest, I'm very concerned because last year
shout out to Sweet Cherry down there. Big up to you, lady. God bless you. Thanks for joining us on the show. We love you.
Absolutely, much love, baby girl. The amount of minutes that Ethan Nwaneri played last year, 889 minutes, right? Less than 900 minutes. So that's less than 10 games, Tony. I think Max Doman this year will see even less minutes than that. I think. Remember when Arteta introduced Ethan Nwaneri 2 seasons ago when he played him as a 15-year-old, that we didn't see him for another 2 years. I'm concerned that down, right? He needs to be playing football. You don't get better at football by not playing. So he can't be loaned out. He's too young. He can't play in the Champions League. He's too young. So now the manager pretty much you can only play him in the Premier League or the Cups. So when we draw a Preston North End in the 3rd round, 4th round of the EFL Cup, well, I do not want to see Bukayo Saka on the pitch. You know, like I remember last year we were up 3-0 and Bukayo Saka was getting minutes and Sterling was coming on and getting minutes before Ethan. Those are the times you have to manage your squad. Like manage the minutes. That's part of your job. That's part of your job description. I'm very concerned with him.
Yeah.
That if he doesn't get managed because he's 15, you know, he's the boy hasn't even taken his GCSEs yet, is he?
Bro, exactly, man.
Has to be managed properly, and that's a grave concern that I do have. No lie, absolute no lie. But yeah, I think he's a phenomenal talent. We could have a golden generation in the making with Ethan and Skelly. So it has to be managed properly, and this can go beyond Arteta. Maybe at some point the club as a whole can look, because the club is so stingy with money, we'll look at this young core and be like, okay, we're going to need a manager that can maximize this talent, this young talent. We're not going to do the old Arteta thing where he runs them into the ground and having hamstrings, you know, falling off the bone with grade 3 tears to 4 different players in the same season. That's unprecedented. Very, very concerned that he allows them to develop, but not stifle their development, if you know what I mean. But big up to Mr. Go on.
Yeah, BBK Sport, I think you took that question a little bit safer. You were in the safe space with that. Yeah, to what extent are we gonna use our best player in our football club? I mean,
he's not gonna
BBK Sports.
He's not gonna.
There is no. I mean, it's clear. He is our best player right now. He is the one. I mean, look at Bukayo Saka. Yeah, when Bukayo Saka started that game, I didn't even see anything. He had a drab game today. See, I'm not going to be the one to say, Bukayo Saka, I'm going to whip you with a cane. I'm not going to be that one. Sometimes it happens, yeah. There's some certain kind of teams that just have it for you on that day, yeah. But you know what, yeah? It was bundled out with injury today. Now, key note, they begin to drop like flies. Trossard had an injury today. Bukayo Saka had an injury today. Lots and lots of our players are struggling physically today, but that's a topic for later. what I'm talking about, this Max Doman thing here, he's not just a talent. He doesn't just have this talent. He's also a technically gifted player. And apart from being a technically gifted player, he's the one that could actually be a direct replacement to Bukayo Saka this season, even more than Waneri. So when Bukayo Saka went out, I saw him tuck himself deep into that right-hand side and attacking from that position, drifting into space from that position, even more than what Bukayo Saka did. To what extent, when you have a technically gifted player, probably your most technically gifted player in the team right now at age 15, technically the best dribbler you have in your team. BBK Sports, do you have any disagreement when I say Max Doman is the best dribbler we have in our team? I hope we're on the same page.
I mean, it's hard pressed for me to think of someone who dribbles the ball better than him. I disagree.
I mean, so to that extent, yes. To that extent, yes. To one of the most technically gifted players, yeah, in our team. To the best dribbler we have in our team. My bro, to what extent do you want to see him? He is our guy at the age of 15. He just replaced Saka and bested Saka's whole game today. To what extent should we use him this season?
So here's the thing. I don't think we'll see him much based on this. Like last year, Ethan Waneri spent the entire year proving that he belonged in the Premier League, and the manager still didn't play him.
But not Max Doman, not Max Doman level though.
He'll do the same
thing. Not Max Doman level though.
I want to see him, but I don't think we will see him more than he's gonna get less minutes than Ethan got last year. I don't think he's gonna play much. I really don't. Because of the pressure on Arteta, he's not gonna. He rather die on the Kai Havertz hill, rather die on the Martin Odegaard hill than risk playing a 15-year-old.
But yet he's played this 15-year-old in the whole 3 games in the whole preseason. Yeah, last season, he never gave Waneri the whole 3 games at the stretch. But he's also in preseason games. But so he is more inclined to use Max Doman than he has ever used Waneri in the preseason. I think he understands. He understands that Max Doman is Arsenal's most technically gifted player and most talented player. He knows that. That's why he has been bringing Max Doman to play. In training games, even last season, he started training with the boys at the age of 14, 15. He has been training with them. So I think he's more inclined to use Max Doman. I'm not really sure about the protection the kid will get, but he has been using him even more than Waneri.
You see what Mr. Batter says here? Madueke will play more minutes than Max Doman this year, and I believe him. I agree.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
I agree with that. I completely agree with him. But I think we kind of touched on it earlier when we spoke on the midfield when he says, what do you think of the midfield setup today? Mr. Batter, I pretty much think I saw Norgard in the sticks and I didn't like it. I think he got exposed.
No, I didn't like it. It was horrible.
Yeah, so that right there clearly shows that if Zubimendi picks up a knock or has to get rested, we must play that.
He was all over the place with his tackles, all over the place with the passes. The passes wasn't accurate. Last season, when they were talking about the passes in comparison with his time in Brentford, they were all saying that he's an elite passer of the ball. But I mean, my brother BBK Sports just talked about it. Not on this level though. That's on the level of coming from a defensive position. When you defend, when you get the ball, you're inclined to pass the ball around, just to get away out of a dodgy situation. But when you are sitting pretty, trying to keep possession of the ball for a longer period of time, he's not just that guy. His passes were all over the place. He's tackling all over the place today. I'm not sold by Norgard. Do I think he will become a more better player? Yes, I do think so. But not the guy we need right now. Not the guy we need right now.
Yeah. That's a great segue. Not the guy we need right now. So that's enough on the game. Speaking of the guy, not the guy we need right now. Let's speak of the guy that we do need right now.
BBK Sports, I like your rhyme scheme, man.
I got to ask you, I gotta ask you this, my brother. Yesterday I did a stream where I put up some percentages of 0, 30, 50, 75, or 100. What is your feeling that Arsenal Football Club will get Eberichi Eze?
You know what? Yeah. When Mikel Arteta was speaking at the press conference, I mean, he lies through his mouth, yeah, but I mean, you just have to agree when journalists were asking him questions just before the matchup about incoming signings. He said he needs more. He said he'll welcome more. So that tells me that Arsenal is firmly in the market for at least one or two signings. And we do know Berta. Berta wants to close the coffin on Mikel Arteta this season by providing him everything he needs. And Eberichi Eze ticks those boxes. When he brings him in, he is completely protected the board from any kind of blowback that would happen when Mikel Arteta fails by the end of the season. He's provided Arsenal with one of the best lethal strikers in Europe. That's number one. If he brings in Eze, I mean, he's brought in that backup for Martin Odegaard. He's brought in that backup at left wing also. He has also provided a backup defensively in Mosquera. If he brings in Eberichi Eze, I mean, that pretty does it. If Mikel Arteta doesn't perform in that way, well, that's case closed. There will be no more top gooners in their right minds that would actually lay a cover for this manager when that time comes. Eberichi Eze represents what is going to help us out this season. It's the difference between us winning the league and us becoming second yet again. See, he could play in that left wing, yeah? He could also displace Odegaard. See, guys, I'm confident about that. He could displace Odegaard in that number 10 position. And see, I don't know the craze, yeah, why Mikel Arteta always have to go with this number 10, yeah? Number 10 these days, yeah, always move, yeah, freely from right to left, attack the spaces in those ends. But Martin Odegaard just only wants to stay in that right-hand side, passing along and tagging along with Saka. What happens when Saka is no more there? He struggles. Same thing that happened today. Yeah, you're leaning towards that right-hand side, and when your man is out of the game, you're nowhere to be found. You're just completely lost in that number 10 position. Mikel Arteta, just take the shame pill. Yeah, take the shame pill. Close the deal on Eze. Admit that you failed. Admit that your project has broken down. And you need Eze to come and open up spaces in the middle of the park and get us where we ought to get to. That's the guy we need. And mind you, if we bring in Eberichi Eze to this football club, that would be a very, very decent cover. It would be a shield for Max Doman, because suddenly we don't need Max Doman to be the guy cutting in through the middle, tagging players along while attacking spaces. Eze can do that job confidently and more competent, as it is more competent because he has played in the Premiership and he can score goals also. So he's not just a decent mover of the ball, he could also score goals from certain positions. He could also play in that left-hand side. So, I mean, Eze, it makes sense. I think Arsenal is going to bring Eze.
You think so?
I think so. Of course, Crystal Palace is asking for £35 million up front. Arsenal have got that money. Come on, man. Come on, man. If we're, bro, do you know how much you spent already? £185 million for this manager. Come on, man. You can go to £200 million plus to actually close this deal. Come on, people. Come on, people. We can.
It's clearly not a money thing that's holding up the Eze deal, right? It's clearly not a money thing because of this reason. If we can fork up 48 million for Madueke, 48 million for Madueke, and all we need to put up, because Palace I've read reports Palace are willing to accept 30 million pounds as the first payment as part of the release clause. Brother, this man is a creative player, English tax, and it's 30 million, and he hasn't been at the club yet. I'm worried, Tony. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel we were linked to Madueke, and it was bang, bang, bang. It was offer made, terms accepted, contract signed, medical booked. We were linked to Kepa, same thing, quick, fast, and easy. Noah Guard, quick, fast, and easy. All these other signings. The signings that we actually need to move the needle, the Gyokeres one took forever. The Zubamendi one took from January, took forever. This one, I think this one is the most important signing, Tony, because this is the signing that's going to maximize our striker. The striker that has the shirts, the number 14 shirts at the Armory sold out, back ordered. Like all the hype around him, every fan, we need to maximize because he needs to score goals. He can't come to Arsenal and flop. 30 million, 30 to 35 million, and Arsenal hasn't got this deal done yet. We're not the only ones looking at Eze. Bayern Munich could come in for Eze to cover from Jamal Musiala's broken ankle. You know, Liverpool are being linked with Gehi. They could pry him away because Kanate is on rest and they need center back cover. So we need to move quickly and get this done, Tony, because if we don't, we're going to see. You see that photo shot today of Arteta walking around head down, playing with it. We're going to see a lot of that.
We're going to see a lot of that, definitely. But again, I still think that the player has a very big role to play in this transfer. I don't know if you think the same way that I think about that, but I think Eberichi Eze has told friends and family that he's coming to Arsenal. I mean, I think he's had his heart set at that Arsenal transfer. I mean, he has looked at his time at Arsenal and felt, oh, this is one place I have to go back to actually prove to myself that, okay, I'm here and you know, I'm in their good graces right now. You know, I think it just feels that it has a stone unturned in this Arsenal football club because we've rejected him once. He felt hurt by it. You know, he said it numerous times in interviews. I think his second comment, which is justified to him, that you know he really belongs to this football club. That's what he said before. And again, see, yeah, I also do think that Crystal Palace would want to take a few of our players that we have, you know, around town. I mean, look at Nelson. He didn't have a bad game today. I mean, Crystal Palace will be looking at Rhys Nelson and saying, you know what, yeah, you've gone out on loan in Germany, came back, played in Fulham, had a decent stint in Fulham. They will see some of his movement down there in preseason, and they'll say, you know what, yeah, maybe we could take a piece of that. West Ham are hot in the heels of Fabio Vieira. They want to get him by all means possible, by all means necessary. Right now, that's the news that's there. Right now, we have all these players, and they could help out Crystal Palace one way or the other. It could be key in terms of arriving at a key figure for this deal, for this AJ deal. So we have players that we could give to them. We have players that we could loan up to them. And you know, if there's anyone that I trust to get over the line these deals is Andre Berta. More complicated deals has been, you know, closed by this guy. So I don't think I would look at this AJ one and completely shut the door for Arsenal getting this guy. I think we'll get him. Plus, the other guy that we're actually looking at for that left wing area is Rodrigo. And trust me, Arsenal haven't started any talks with Real Madrid, rightfully so. I'll give you context to that. And I don't think Rodrigo is going to come. Number one, he's too pricey. I don't think Arsenal want to go and get a player that they'll be paying up to 60 something or 70 something upfront. I don't think Arsenal wants to do that. And again, Arsenal doesn't want to be tempted to go into the negotiating table with Real Madrid, knowing that they are going to bring up the signing of William Saliba on the table while talking about Rodrigo. That's a discussion that Arsenal don't want to entertain this season. So I don't see us going for Rodrigo. I see Arsenal playing it safe and going for the English tax, going for the English safe space, and going in bringing in. It makes complete sense in this deal, isn't it?
So what you're saying is Madueke is our Rodrigo. The English.
Yeah, this is the English Premiership. This is how Arsenal rolls. That's how we do business. We hate going for the things that would literally. There hasn't been a complete transfer window I've seen with this team. We
Never.
always like living the gaps all the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
So that Rodrigo, I don't think it's gonna happen. No, that's because we've already signed a Noni Madueke that would surface for Bukayo Saka. And also, mind you, he played in that left wing for Chelsea at the tail end of last season. He helped them out when this guy that was caught for drug-related issues, what's his name? Mudrik. Mudrik. They didn't have quality down there when Mudrik went down and was charged by the FA and was consequently suspended by Chelsea. But he also played in that left-hand side. So suddenly you now have Noni Madueke that could also play in that left wing area. So what is the need of going to bring in a Rodrigo for £90 million? I'm thinking from the mindset if you were Arsenal or if you were an Arsenal board member, what's the need of bringing in an 80, £90 million player when you can bring in Eberichi Eze for about 68 million, of which you're not even going to part with more than £40 million while going to buy him up front. You can spread that money across the line for like about 2 years, and you can throw in a few of your players. Real Madrid don't want any of our players apart from William Saliba. But Crystal Palace might want to go the other way around and ask for Rich Nelson, ask for Fabio Vieira. Damn it, we even have Lokonga, who is back from overseas trip across London lines. They might want him also. So, it makes more sense to do that deal with Crystal Palace than going to have that long, drawn-out conversation with Real Madrid.
How much is the Premier League title worth? It's a hell of a lot more than 37 million, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
This is such a easy. Like, if Arsenal Football Club give a damn about their fans, we are starved. We're better. It's famine. It's a trophy famine. And for 37 million, you can give us a better chance to win a trophy, not just the Premier League, but a trophy. Because Arsenal Football Club, we are better than Crystal Palace. We don't need to be the best team in the league to win a trophy. These men, Crystal Palace didn't win their first Premier League game last year until October 24th. They finished the season with the trophy.
Right? But again, Crystal Palace, they won the Carling Cup. You also have to put all these things into perspective too. I really think that they're going to play in Europe, mostly with them going to court about how they were thrown out of the Europa League. They might be called back to it. I don't know. But whatever way, they're now in the Conference League. They still need soldiers to play in Europe. They're already sounding out replacements, and they're looking to replace Eze in case he leaves the football club with El Cajunes, who plays for Leicester City. Had such a great season, even if he plays for a team that was relegated. He was the shining star of that Leicester team last season. But Ian Nacho, a player that was down there anyway, that I think is one of their best players. But El Kaunas had a nice time for Leicester City. So I think they're thinking of bringing him in. He's a similar player to Eberichi Eze. He could dribble, he could get players around, likes attacking spaces, create openings here and there. He's that kind of guy. It's in his wheelhouse. So if they're looking for that kind of a guy, more chipper, more younger, because Eze his age is on the high side. El Kaunas is more younger and could represent a more bigger payday for them in years to come than what Eze would present to them right now for us. And so, they're already getting ready for a replacement. So something is gonna go. And again, I think Arsenal have done quite a little bit of deals with Crystal Palace. They're sitting on the table. Discussions are still going on. I think they'll clean up that deal. It will go through. it will go through. And again, the player matters in a whole lot of all these transfers. You can see Gyokeres had his heart set on the Arsenal. After this game today, I don't know if he would have done that again, actually. But I mean, I'm looking at Mikel Arteta overcoach him and all that nasty stuff. And he might be saying to himself, why the hell did I come here? But again, throw that all away. But if Eze, with what we're hearing in the news, if Eze says, I want Arsenal, I think he'll get Arsenal. I think it will be just that easy.
Is there enough? Big up to Strasbourg Steve, by the way. Big up to Strasbourg.
Oh, Steve. Strasbourg Steve. He says, big up, Tony. Yeah. Big up, guys. Tony, we need to do a show soon. Miss you, brother. Yes, okay. Strasbourg Steve, I'm back. And, you know, I'll be everywhere dishing the gift out. But first of all, I just wanted to grace my show with BBK today. And, of course, in the weekend, we'll be doing justice to that. But see here, you asked a very important question too, man. Is Eze enough? Mm-hmm. With a decent manager, I think that would be enough. And that's why I'm saying this to you, BBK. The board is carefully setting Mikel Arteta up. I really think this is a setup. Because right now we are assembling a certain form of super players in terms of if we bring in AJ, we already have Gyokeres, we have Zubimendi. I mean, big money signing, innit? Yeah, we brought in Noni Madueke. Let's see what happens, yeah. But Gyokeres is here, Zubimendi is here. If we bring in AJ, that's another thing. We have the two best centre-back pairing in the goddamn world, Saliba and Gabriel playing for our team. So, I mean, Mikel Arteta, where is your excuse? When Eze comes in, we now have a left winger that will be, I mean, firing on all cylinders. Suddenly, Mikel Arteta has no other place to hide. I mean, if you get in Eze, left wing on lockdown, Martin Odegaard's position number 10 on lockdown, if you decide to switch Eze, you have Gyokeres in that number 9 position on lock. You have Bukayo Saka down that right-hand side with Noni Madueke to do a clean-up job if he's injured. In it, you have a Max Doman from the bench. In it, you have the two best centre-back here, and also Mosquera to come in if there's an injury to any of them. There is no excuse.
Yeah.
BBK Sports, there is no excuse. He's got to win the league this season. Yeah. There's no excuse. And they're perfectly setting him up to win, but Mikel Arteta will do Mikel Arteta things and likely fail. And that's where the board will actually close the coffin on. That's what I think.
Big up to Dane. I said, are you guys worried we won't create enough for Gyokeres? Yes, an emphatic yes, an absolute yes. Because Gyokeres, we have solved the striker problem, so to speak, right? So, but now we need to add to the players who can get him the ball. Because I don't want him doing this whole drop into midfield for link-up play like I have now. No, we want our goal scorer to do his damage going forward. Erling Haaland only comes back into the midfield when he's frustrated. Right? He stands in he rolls around in the box. He stands on the halfway line on the shoulders of the center backs, waiting for Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, the wingers to get him the ball. That's what I want our strike, because Gyokeres running at the defenders is when he's at his best. He's very strong, physical, powerful, P&P, what we talk about in the Premier League. But I am worried because the Zubimendi ball over the top is a weapon. The Odegaard pass can be a weapon, but we need something else. Like today proved it, that the second half proved it when Tottenham said, okay, we're up 1-0, break us down, and we couldn't do it. And Eberichi Eze in that role where Declan Rice was creates a whole different dynamic, because when you are a defensive player, when Declan Rice is running at you and Eberichi Eze is running at you, it's different. It's different. Like Declan Rice will take the ball from you, but Eberichi Eze will go glide past you like you're not even there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we absolutely need that. Big up to Hendo again. Say, Christian is the fan that the AFTV guy that predicted Liverpool to finish 4th. So a lot of people think we have enough to win the league. I think Eze puts us in a great position to close the gap, so to speak. What do you rate the transfer window so far, Tony? Because there's a narrative being ran that Arsenal have have had a great window. When have we seen Arsenal sign 6, 7 players in a window? I'm like, better. Before I say what I gotta say, what do you rate the transfer window so far on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being best, 1 being worst. What do you rate our transfer window as a?
To be very sincere, you have to put into perspective what we needed before getting into the transfer window. That's how you get your mark scored.
Okay.
You know, when you tick the boxes of what you need in your team, rather than looking at it the other way around. So this is what we're going to look at. We needed a striker. We needed a left winger. We needed someone to be a backup for Bukayo Saka. We also needed someone in that number 10 position. We needed a backup centre back, and we also needed a backup goalkeeper. So we start Kepa. Big up to Darren Martin. Big up, says big up. BBK Sports. Big up to you, my brother, man. Hope you're okay. Did we get that Kepa deal right? I think yes. Kepa suddenly looks a good signing. I was really thinking about why I was so angry with that Kepa signing, BBK Sports. And I found the answer after some soul searching. And it was that we actually bought from Chelsea rather than the quality of the player at the time. So that was where my anger really was. And as a fan of Arsenal Football Club and also as a podcaster, most times you have to differentiate between these things. Does buying Kepa from Chelsea Football Club make it a horrible signing? When you check the antecedents, yes. But when you look at the quality right now and as a backup to David Raya, who is actually messing up right now, that Kepa deal doesn't look as bad as it looked at first, innit? So yes, Kepa, great signing for me. Noni Madueke, he has to come and play. He has to come and play before I rate that signing. Our goal scoring issues. Gyokeres, one of the most lethal strikers that I know in Europe, he's down there. Does that add to the score? Yes, it does. Christian Mosquera, backup centre back. I just saw him play today. I mean, I've been following this kid since Valencia, 90 senior appearances for Valencia. That's not an easy thing to do. Spanish under 21. Great signing. So if, as it is, Gyokeres, Mosquera, and that great signing, Zubimendi, I think it will come off good. It will come off good. And Zubimendi, and of course, Gyokeres. So if these three signings are literally down there, I'll just give Arsenal a 6. If we get in at Eze, that makes it a 7 over 10 window for me. 7 over 10. If we bring in an Eze. Right now, it sits at 6. That's because we got in a competitive backup for Raya, and we brought in a striker signing. Everyone, including you last season, BBK Sports, you did say, oh my God, if we just had that extra bit of quality in the 18-yard box, if we had that extra bit of quality, that point guy, that traditional pace setter in the 18-yard box, maybe it would have been better. That's it. Number 9, Gyokeres. I think it's a 6 over 10. If we bring in an Eze, 7 over 10. And it's not that. See, we lost today. It's down to the manager. Sometimes let's call a spade a spade. A different manager will manage a squad and will win the league. We've come second 3 times. A different manager will get over the line with the same team. So if we've improved this team and this manager sets us up for the failure next season, you now know where your problem is, because now we've gotten the most little striker in Europe. At least last 2 seasons, you can see what he's done, up to 100+ goals. If we've gotten him to the yard and we bring in an Eze and this man doesn't win trophies this season, we know what the problem is. It's the manager. I've been shouting that I want the manager out, not because I hate him, but because I know that a different manager and a more experienced manager will get us over the line. This manager is not used to winning. Let's call a spade a spade. That's the bigger problem.
Based on that same logic that you just used, right? how you grade the Arsenal transfer window. Okay, so as a football man, you give our transfer window a 6, right? What do you give? What do you give Liverpool's transfer window as a football man, as a neutral?
I mean, see, and this is why I differ with lots of people here. It's good for you to look at the signings, but one thing you're not really looking at, because I mean, I've seen you herald Liverpool on the channel. That's because I'm an ardent listener of yours. But again, you also have to check, what have they lost this season? What are they replacing this season? Arsenal isn't replacing.
What do you rate?
Arsenal is adding to. So no. This could turn into a skirmish between me and you, and actually that's what I want. Yeah, because Arsenal is actually adding to what we've got. Liverpool is actually adding to replace, and I'll give you a scheme to that. Just listen to this scheme. They brought in Ritz. I saw Ritz game. I mean, a decent player, but that's in the Bundesliga. He has to come down here into this league and actually do something. I've seen lots of players with big time money, brought for big time money, flop in this league. He has to give me a reason why he's worth $145 million. I saw him against AC Milan. I'm sorry, when they play in their friendly against AC Milan, and I'm sorry, if that's what an $145 million signing makes out for you at this time, I'm sorry, I don't want that signing. Good and okay. Now, Liverpool will be playing with at least half of their quartet of attackers that won them the league last season totally off the season. So, I mean, when we're saying, oh, Liverpool might win the league, let's be very careful when we say these things. Diaz have just run off to Bayern Munich, very, very intricate part of their winning last season. And they've thrown him out, they've thrown him away, and they've replaced him probably, I don't know who with, but they brought in Ekitike, who played for Reims in France. To be very sincere with you, when he was in France playing for Reims, great player, but he was nothing like a Giroud, who played for Montpellier and struggled in the Premiership. He was nothing like Lacazette, who played for Lyon, and completely was a flop at Arsenal. So, I mean, when you're looking at this signing, good. He went down to Germany. He got a little bit of traction. But you know what, yeah? I rate a Mamouche than I rate an Ekitike. And look at Mamouche, who I even rate more than an Ekitike. He hasn't really hit the ground running at Manchester City, innit? He hasn't scored lots of goals, innit? Suddenly, when you're looking at that, and again, no, see, BBK Sport, good. Now, one fact that you've completely thrown away, because I saw you talking about Liverpool, and I mean, I didn't want to go against you when we were talking about Liverpool. You've completely thrown away that Liverpool is, so rest in peace, is going to be missing Diego Jota, who is going to be scoring at least, yeah? He gives you 15, 17 goals from the bench every season. Rest in peace, Diego Jota. But that's no more there. So now you see that Liverpool signings, see, it's not more of adding to what they've got. It's more of replacing what has left the football club. That becomes a big whole problem in the grand scheme of things. And I'm sorry, you're not doing justice to that. You're just looking at the signings that they've got on right now, and they're from abroad. These guys don't know what it takes to actually play in a very, very difficult league like the EPL. So we can say all that good stuff. It might just be the Isaac signing that might actually be the main thing for this Liverpool team next season.
Gyokeres is from abroad. How come you're not keeping the same energy for Gyokeres that you're keeping for
because he's a little striker. And apart from that, he has the numbers going on for him. Throw away the numbers. Look at what he did against English oppositions in the Champions League, which unifies us as Europeans, definitely, playing against other European teams. So you're on a fair ground when talking to that. I've seen Victor Gyokeres, make Andre Silva, look like total garbage. I've seen Victor Gyokeres completely dog walk Pepe. I've seen Victor Gyokeres completely outclass a solid world-class defender like Otamendi. But BBK Sports, what are you telling me? Vitor Gyokeres is the most lethal striker in Europe in the last 2 seasons.
So, Tony, what do you rate the damn window for Liverpool? If ours is a 6, what are theirs?
That's what I'm saying. They are replacing what they've lost. And what they're replacing, I mean, you can't give it numbers right now. Yes, you can't give it numbers. You have to see them play. You have to see them play. I saw Rich play and I was disappointed in the game against AC Milan, and they lost to AC Milan.
You gave Arsenal a number, so give Liverpool a number. You're a football man. You're not an Arsenal diabolic. You're a football man.
See, you know what, yeah?
If we're at 6, what are their transfer window? Give me a number, because I'm going to back you in this corner.
You know what, yeah? I'll just give them a 7 right now. 7? I'll give them a 7. Yeah, I'll give them a 7. Oh, okay. No, right now I'll give them a 7. But there's a difference, yeah? Arsenal, for me, right now, we're 6 because we brought in a striker. We are actually not losing any of our best players that got us to 2nd last season. We're actually adding to it. It's different from that Liverpool standpoint. So if I come up here and say, oh, okay, good. If Liverpool gets an 8 over 10, let's say they get an 8 over 10, yeah?
Yeah.
And these players come in, yeah, and don't do the same thing that Diaz did last season, and don't do the same thing that Diego Jota did off the bench for them last season, then what does it matter getting an 8 over 10 in the summer transfer window when you can't replicate winning in the next season?
I have to tell you, because I don't know how you got to a 6 with Arsenal. So, okay. So here is how I categorize a transfer window. When you said you evaluate a transfer window based on what the team needed going into okay, that's a fair point. However, I look at a transfer window from a kind of a holistic standpoint, right? I look at it in 3 categories: depth, replacements, additions, right? Kepa, depth. He's there to back up Raya. Norgard, depth. Zubimendi was a replacement for Partey. Madueke is depth. Mascara, depth for Saliba. The only addition that Arsenal have made to their squad was Gyokeres. So we've made 1 addition. 1. How that makes it a 6?
You can't really say Zubimendi. You can't really say Zubimendi is just a replacement because Declan Rice can still play in that number 6 role.
We're not going to do this, Tony. We're not going to do this. By that same matrix that you look at Liverpool, okay? Frimpong is a replacement for Trent. Kirkheads is a replacement for Robo. Verts is an addition. They did not need a creative 10. They got Sabuzlai, they got McAllister, they got Gravenberch. They didn't need that. They have a striker in Darwin Núñez that they won the league with. They may not rate him, but they got him. They're about to add Isak. That's an addition. Ekitike was an addition. So by those 3 metrics, depth, replacement, and addition, Liverpool are clear. So they finished 10 points ahead of us, and they have at a 8 out of 10 transfer window. And I'm saying, I'm not even. I think we're like a 4 or 5 because we've made 1 addition.
What position? What position does Ekitike play?
He plays striker and he can play left. He's similar to Isak.
He plays as a striker. Who would you say is the striker for Liverpool before Ekitike came in?
Núñez.
Núñez? Really? Come on, man. How many goals did Núñez score last season? He's being considered a flop even by Liverpool fans. So I find it disingenuous when you say Ekitike it's just an add-on. Come on, man. He's coming in as the main striker because they had none in the first place. Yeah, what are you talking about? Arsenal had Havertz in the first place. But because he's not good enough, he's a donkey, he doesn't know how to score goals. That's why we've gone out to bring in a Gyokeres. So we are the ones actually doing the add-ons.
We had 1 addition, one. And you're talking about Núñez. Even though he was shit, they still won the league with him. He came on against Brentford when the game was locked 0-0 and scored 2 goals for him. So he did contribute.
I hear you, but he's not giving them 20 goals in a season.
He's not, but
And they don't have an established striker down there in Liverpool.
That's why they're going for Isak. And imagine walking the league on our head tops when you don't have a striker. They have a shit striker and still walking the league on our head top. So even if they don't get Isak, even with Ekitike, I expect Ekitike to have a higher output than Darwin Núñez. So by that metric, with one addition, Tony, name me a player that Arsenal have signed that's an addition to the squad. Zubimendi is a replacement for Partey. No guard. These are backups. All these men are backups. So we have strengthened our bench. Our starting 11, we've only added one player to it. So that there's no way I can see that as a 6 out of 10 transfer window. Eze takes it to a 6 for me because now we have 2 additions.
Well, no, come on, man. No, man. No, that's not how we're going to go about it. That's not how we're going to go about it. I mean, what makes it more even? What makes it hurt? What makes it hurt more is because we lost against Tottenham. But see, yeah, the truth of the matter is that Arsenal have squad depth right now as it is. If we put in our first 11 right now, we have another player that could come in place of that player that will lose in our first 11 right now.
Who's the player we're talking
right
about?
now?
Who's the player?
You said if we have Gyokeres out of the squad, we can bring in a Kai Havertz. If we lose Bukayo Saka, we could bring in an Oni Madueke. We can bring in a Max Doman, who we saw thrive on that right hand side today. It's just in that left hand side that we don't have anyone there. If Eze comes in, it makes it easy. A 7 rating this season. Come on, man. Just because we lost today doesn't mean that's what's going to happen in the league. Liverpool lost games in the preseason games last season. They even said that they were going to come 5th. But some people said they were even going to come 5th with the rates they were losing games in preseason, and they turned out to win the league. So, I mean, don't take that into serious conversations when we're looking at how the season will go.
Do you agree that Gyokeres is the only addition to the squad? Everyone else is depth or a replacement.
Did Declan Rice come to this football club as an 8 or as a defensive midfielder?
Tony, answer the damn question. Answer the question. Can you agree?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Did he come into this football club as an 8? The answer was no. He played in that West Ham midfield as a defensive midfielder. So, I mean, we can look at it in that way, that Zubimendi is an addition to that Arsenal midfield. Any which way you want to look at it. And again, even with Zubimendi down there, we have a backup in Nordgaard.
Brother, I ask you again.
No, that's a backup.
Do you agree that Gyokeres is the only addition to the squad? Everyone else is a replacement or a backup?
Technically, where would you fit? Where would you fit Oni Madueke? Technically, where would you fit Oni Madueke?
Tony?
Since you want to look at it in that way, where would you fit? No, it's a direct question. Where would you fit? Where would you fit Oni Madueke?
On the bench. That's where I fit him, on the bench.
No, of course. I mean, yeah. But would you now say Oni Madueke isn't an addition to the team?
No.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
Who is he replacing? Who is he replacing?
There's 3 categories, Tony. It's depth.
No. Scrap the depth because you were shameless with it with Liverpool. No. You completely went off the radar with Liverpool. No, where would you fit a Oni Madueke in the team?
Depth.
That makes him an add-on.
He's not replacing anyone. It's depth.
It's depth, right? Yeah, exactly. But you said we only brought in Victor Gyokeres, and I mean,
so it's depth, replacement. Zubimendi is a replacement for Partey. He's not here for depth. Kepa is here for depth.
I hear that.
Tony, I'm going to ask you one more time: do you agree that Gyokeres is the only addition to the squad?
I don't agree. I think Oni Madueke was an addition to the squad.
Oh Jesus.
I think Kepa was an addition to the squad.
No, Tony, he's a backup. He's depth for Raya. You know this. You're being
Oh,
this.
bro, but you're not looking at it. But you're not looking at it in that perspective for Liverpool. You're not. That's what I'm saying. You're not looking. You're not looking at it. You're not looking at it for Diaz, who just left the football club. You're not looking at that. You're not looking at that. You're not looking at that when it comes to Diego Jota, who died. Rest in peace, Diego Jota. You're not looking at this one as replacements, as depth. No. You're looking at them as add-ons, innit? But I mean, technically, they're just replacing someone who died and replacing someone who left your team. So why are you not making that for Arsenal? I mean, come on, man.
Rubik. Frimpong is a replacement for Trent. Trent left. Partey left. Zubomendi.
Yes, that's a replacement. Yeah.
Right. Ekitike.
Who's replacing Jota?
Is that the best striker available?
So wait. So you mean Isaac will come from the bench? Is that what you're saying?
No, he starts at Liverpool. That's why he's going there. The Liverpool fans in the chat will tell you.
Then I'll ask you again: who is replacing Jota? If you think that Isaac is going to start games.
Ekitike.
I mean, at your own convenience, you've said Isaac in one breath. You said Ekitike in another breath. I mean, get your story straight, my brother. Get your story straight. You've just mentioned Ekitike in one breath. You've just named Isaac in another breath. Come on, brother.
You're gaslighting. You're gaslighting, man.
I mean, come on, man. Don't do this. Come on, man. Don't do this.
See, it's a simple answer. It's not a trick question. Isaac will be the starting striker for Liverpool. The second striker will be Ekitike, aka the Jota replacement, because Luis Diaz left. Those are additions, Tony, or that's a replacement because of the unfortunate events. But Isaac is an addition. Words is an addition.
Now you're now calling it a replacement. Okay, good. Now, yeah, it's okay. I just wanted you, because what is good for the goose is also good for the gander, isn't it? I just wanted you to be more. I just wanted to be more fair to both teams.
I want you to admit that Victor Gyokeres is the only addition to the Arsenal squad.
And that's why I told you. Then what would you call Anonymous at the weekend?
Oh, can you not hear me, Tony? He's depth. He's not replacing anyone, and he's not an addition. He's depth.
So he's not an addition.
No.
What do you mean by he's not an addition?
Hurts is an addition to Liverpool squad. He's not replacing anyone, and he's not there.
No, what do you mean by Noni Madueke is not an addition? If Bukayo Saka doesn't play, we have Noni Madueke who could play in that wing, and we also have a Max Doman who could play in that wing. God damn it, brother! We have an Ethan Waneri who could actually play in that wing. What are you talking about, BBK Sport?
So
what are you talking about? We have no, the depth you're talking about. We have that in Ethan Waneri. He could play in that position that Bukayo Saka is playing at. So when we bring in a Noni Madueke who could also play in that right-hand side, it's not depth. It's not depth. It's an addition to the squad.
Let me say it like this. Gyokeres comes into our squad as an addition. He makes Kai Havertz become the depth. You follow me now?
Okay, if you put it like that.
Right. Okay. So Isaac going to Liverpool is an addition. Whoever he's replacing, there's a depth chart. That's why in the NFL they have a depth chart. You have your first team, right? And then depth. Now the Madueke is not first anything. He's not first left winger, right winger 10. So he's depth. He's depth.
Big up to views in the channel, man.
Big up to views, man. I done lost count of the chat and shit because Tony done made my head hurt. Doing this. Listen, the show is called Stir the Pot for a reason. I'm not letting Tony get away with this dancing around the corner. I want you to answer that Gyokeres is the only addition that we've made to our squad.
And it's simple. Then I asked you, what is Noni Madueke's place in this squad? Because I do know that Ethan Waneri can also play in that right-hand side. We've both seen today, and a couple of days ago when we played against AC Milan, that Max Doman can also play in that right-hand side. So what would you call on Noni Madueke? Because to your own parameters, you were talking about depth and you were also talking about replacement. Noni Madueke is not replacing Bukayo Saka. Neither is he depth because we already have depth there. Ethan Waneri is a direct replacement for Saka, as we've seen with Mikel Arteta. Then what would you call a Noni Madueke?
Tony,
He's not depth according to your metrics. He's not depth. According to your metrics, he's not a replacement. What is he then, according to the trap you set for me? What is he? Just say the words. Say the words. No, we have already established the fact, according to your theory, that Waneri is depth there.
Tony, you can have 5 players in a position. There's no limit to depth.
Oh my day.
If you have 4,
you're now rewriting the rules. You're now rewriting the rules because you were caught. Okay. Okay.
Why do we say Man City have quality depth in their midfield? Because they have a litany or a plethora of midfielders. There's no limit to it. If you have 10 midfielders,
I hear you.
Right. So big up to Yasser. Even Yasser calling you out, man. Big up to the tax man.
Big ups, Yasser. Yasser. See, Yasser. I know Yasser. Yasser is my guy. You know, likes talking shit because he's a Chelsea fan. That they won the Club World Cup and the Conference League. But I mean, your club is still better than my club. They're winning.
Nah, Norgard is depth, my brother. He is depth. So Zubimendi didn't play today. He came in as depth or didn't start today. Like Jorginho was.
I agree, he's depth anyway.
He's a replacement. You know what I'm saying? He's the new Jorginho. But I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this 6 out of 10 that you're giving the transfer window, man. When you add one,
no. And again, BBK Sports, because I think you're not leaning towards what I said. Going into the transfer windows, trust me, I've seen Arsenal's horrible transfer windows. Trust me, I've done lots of shows with the Southern Gunnet transfer shows. Yeah, the nights that we've seen Arsenal do no sign, the nights that it was only Trossard that came down the line. Trust me, I know when window stinks for Arsenal, and this window isn't one of them. And the reasons to that. Going into the next season, I was just praying that Arsenal answer me in just 3 positions: the left wing, the striking position, additionally a backup for David Raya.
Okay.
Yeah. And if God blesses me, maybe someone down the middle. Yeah. But the main 2 areas I wanted us to take care of was that left-hand side and our striking position. And they brought in Gyokeres. That takes the number straight to 4 for me. It takes the number straight to 4 because it answers what I wanted them to do. They've not gotten a left winger for me in my case. If they bring in an Eze, it further adds to that. At least it adds 2-3 points to that. Because now you're not just only getting a left winger, you're also having someone who could come in through the middle, displaces Odegaard, and cuts in through the middle. And can also double up as a left winger. Can play behind the striker. That answers the question. That is 6. Then combine all the other signings. Combine any of them. Maybe a Zubimendi. Combine them together. Noni Madueke, who could also be a good signing for Arsenal. And Kepa, who I think might replace the.
Yeah, that's what happens. Even the internet's tired of your waffle. Yeah, what a madness. I actually think Tony was insane this morning. My God. Come on, Tony. Come on back.
Continue.
Come on back. I need you to.
Okay, are you back? Are you back?
Oh, was that me? Okay, go ahead. I'm back. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. And again, we also brought in Kepa, who I think might also replace David Raya. If we join all these things together, bro, you're looking at a 7 over 10 window if Eze joins. So why don't you think this will be a 7 over 10 window if Eze joins the team?
Well, the question was the transfer window so far, and as of this moment, Eze is not an Arsenal player. So,
Okay, then I agree. Oh, no, good. No, so far, good. Then I agree. Right now, we're just in like 5. Right now, we're like in 5, 6. Within
right.
5, 6. If Eze comes in, bro, that's a straight 7. That's a straight 7.
Yeah,
That's 2 more additional points. That's 7 over 10 window. If we were to go over the line, maybe you can bring in a Rodrigo who could help us out, mostly in that left hand, and allow Eze not to be the main focal point down the left hand side, but to help in the midfield. But he just situate himself in the midfield and help us from that standpoint. That makes it 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Gyokeres alone is 4 points.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, you done waffled your way around for 20 minutes, and you finally came and answered the question. So thank you for answering the question.
BBK, no BBK. See, man, you've not still answered the question yet about Noni Madueke. I mean, I caught you napping on that one. I mean, you didn't want to bring one area into the conversation. You didn't want to bring in a Max Doman who we spent time talking about in that position. You've not talked about what position Noni Madueke will play for Arsenal this season.
Okay, so I put this up on the screen a couple of times, and you completely didn't acknowledge this. Okay, based on this, what position you want him to play based on this? As a right winger where he's comfortable, he's worse than Martinelli, who we said all had a shit season. On the left, he is absolute ass and cheeks. Yeah? So, brother, who's a better footballer?
No, but again, the stats you just pulled up. It clearly actually enhances my point. He's a right winger. He's an addition to the team.
If he's a right winger,
it actually accentuates my point.
No, he doesn't. It actually makes you.
He's gonna play in the right hand side.
No, Tony.
You just pulled this up now, not to negate what I said, but to actually accelerate what I said.
If he's
a right winger.
Okay, who's that starting right winger?
Bukayo Saka.
So that makes him what? That makes Madueke what?
That makes him
not an addition, a backup, depth.
It makes him an addition because we also have Waneri who plays in that position. Brother, we also have someone who has actually played there last season.
Is it? I'm talking about the transfer win. I'm not talking about players who were already in the squad. Nana Madueke is depth backup for Saka. That's right. I'm not going.
Okay, no, I hear you. I mean, at this point, man, you can say all you want, but if Nana Madueke comes good, I mean, I don't want you to turn your back and clap. At that point, I'm gonna clip the wings. But right now, take all the accolades. You win. But if he comes good, I'll come for you, my brother. I'll come for you.
I want him to come good. I want Havertz to come good.
Are you serious?
I want Havertz to come good. I want Odegaard to shoot and come good. I want all of them to be great. I want Nana Madueke to come onto the pitch on August 17th, put Diego Dalla on his ass, and put one in the top corner. I want that. Big pause, Yasser. Yeah, I want them all to, grow into to be top class players. I want all that shit. But what I'm saying is I've seen enough evidence not to have any confidence in Madueke and all this stuff. What attacker as Arteta severely improved anyway? And if I ask you right now, Tony, hand on heart, who's the better footballer with ball to feet, Nana Madueke or Jesus?
See, man, you need to know one thing. I'll be tempted, to say Jesus, but I mean, with those injuries.
Injuries I get, but I'm saying that we paid 48 million up front for Madueke to do something that we already have someone to do in the squad.
No, Jesus can't do it. He's always injured. He doesn't play, and you know that. You know it. I know it. He doesn't play. So even if you're tempted to say that Jesus on a good day without injuries will give you more than a Madueke would give you in the right hand side, you also have to be tempted to say that he will never play. But when you look at the record that Madueke has at Chelsea, he's always ready. He's always available. He's always that player that's always available to play. And that's why he has a decent record down that right hand side because he's made it his home.
Yeah,
He
you can be
knows how to play
available.
from that angle.
You can be
You know,
available.
and again, I still do think that it's disingenuous for you to bring out that. I mean, his record down the left hand side because we all know he's not our left winger. We know that he's not going to play in the left wing. So
Our
you
left,
bringing up that numbers is just to mock the guy. And
our left winger, Tony. Our left
he's
winger.
not our player. Let's don't mock it. I mean, we should give him all the support that we need right now. He needs every support right now.
When he walks, like I just said, when he walks out on August 17th, go get him.
Exactly, man. Yeah, exactly, man.
I can't ignore, right, brother. I can't ignore a cheating girlfriend that to be and expect her to be a loyal spouse. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, but he's not going to be our left winger. So you bringing out his record on the left hand side does no justice to anything. Because we already have left wingers in the football club. I don't think he's going to play on the left hand side. He's more suited on the right hand side. So you pulling up the numbers for that left hand side, it's kind of like there's an agenda there, isn't it?
His availability is the thing over Jesus. I'll give you that. That's a fair point. However, Martinelli is always available, but we still want to get rid of him because he doesn't produce. Is what I'm saying. He does not produce. So your availability can only take you so far. You can be available for 38 matches and I want you gone because you don't show up for 38 matches and give me 38 stinkers. The availability crutch can't carry you as an attacking player. Unfortunately, in this day and age, as an attacking player, you are going to be judged on GNA. And Madueke in a Chelsea team with lots of creative players around him, didn't really cook. He didn't. You know, he had.
I mean, but again, what kind of creative players are you talking about down there? I mean, what kind of creative players? That was a Chelsea team that didn't beat us for how many seasons?
Tony, a lot of teams don't beat.
See, Noni Madueke, and I'll tell you, BBK Sports. I told you that I went to do some little soul searching, yeah, and the soul searching that I did, the two players Arsenal got from Chelsea. Yeah, when we first signed them, I shouted it down. I said, no way must we go get another player from Chelsea. Not their trash again. But I've done some soul searching and I've come up with that distinction that these are two different things. Getting a signing from Chelsea and the quality of the players we're getting from Chelsea. Those are two different things. The players we've gotten over the years have been trash, yeah. But again, when you look at that Kepa signing, I mean, it could be someone that could come in place of Raya and even take Raya's place this season. Let's be frank on that one. Look at Noni Madueke, yeah. He doesn't have the same possession-based apparatus that he had at Chelsea. Chelsea is more scrappy with the possession game. Arsenal isn't. We are a possession-crazed team. And do you know what? Yeah, Noni Madueke got into more goal-scoring positions or into the 18-yard box most times dangerously and created more for Chelsea last season. So if we have a team that's more into possession, that keeps balls in transitions also, counter-attacks, dangerous also, in transitions, dangerous, so he has the pace to do that, is dangerous in counter-attacks, and can be able to work the ball into more dangerous positions like he did for Chelsea Football Club, then we might be in for something different now that we have a goal poacher. But right now, I agree, maybe he's not that guy that would light up the fan base. But again, he's coming to an Arsenal team with a totally different kind of style of play with Chelsea. You made mention of creative players. Yes, the creative players. Yes, they have creative players. but not creative players like Arsenal do have in that number. Actually, Chelsea create more, but not in that way that you would say or
Tony.
put
Hold on, one
or
second.
put him in that box. I
Tony,
don't think so
do
because
you
he
think?
created more actually for Chelsea
Okay,
than
do you?
scored. It was part of that creativity.
Hold on. If we go to Chelsea right now and offer him 100 million for Cole Palmer, you think they sell him to us?
No,
Exactly, because they value him. The reason why they sold Kai Havertz to us so damn quickly, they don't value him. They sold us Manny Madueke the day before a final. They were about to play in a final, Tony, and so PSG, who we rate, who is not who we rate, who are the champions of Europe. They were playing PSG, the best team in Europe, in a final. PSG could have given them a problem that Nani Madueke could have helped them solve, and they said no. Go to Arsenal. We don't want you. We don't even rate you that much to go into a final without you. And they sent him to us. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that I look at. Arsenal Football Club playing in the Club World Cup final. We're not selling Trossard. We're not selling Martinelli. We're not sending any of our strike or any of our wingers.
I hear you, but it's just a backup to Bukayo Saka. So I mean, I have no problem with that, with him being a backup with those numbers he had for Chelsea. I have no problem with him being a backup to Bukayo Saka. And we both know that Bukayo Saka likes to play all the time. He's going to be there almost all the time.
The overarching point that I'm making is that we are not going to improve our squad, our Arsenal squad, with players who aren't good enough for Chelsea. Nani Madueke wasn't good enough for Chelsea.
I hear you. I hear you. But again, you're only concentrating on that Nani Madueke signing. How about the Kepa sign?
There's a history of this. There's a history of this.
No. Then how about the Kepa sign?
Huh?
How about the Kepa signing? Do you still have the same energy towards that Nani signing for that Kepa signing?
Yeah, it was.
Don't you think Kepa can literally take that position of number one off David Raya this season?
Brother, Chelsea need a goalkeeper, and they didn't even want Kepa. They are desperate for a goalkeeper. People are saying the reason why Chelsea won't win the Premier League this season because of Sanchez, because they don't rate him, and Kepa couldn't dislodge him.
No. How many? No. How many games did Kepa play last season for Chelsea?
He played for Bournemouth last year. Bournemouth, and he played a lot of games.
That's what I'm saying, because you've just said that Chelsea have goalkeeping problems. So and if they did not even do with Kepa, then it's disingenuous for you to bring up that issue and say that Chelsea didn't even want Kepa. He never played for them last season. He played for Bournemouth last season. And when you watch Bournemouth's games last season, he was a far over decent goalkeeper for Bournemouth last season.
Brother. Chelsea don't want Sterling, and he didn't play for him last season. He played for us. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say Chelsea don't want Kepa because he didn't play for him last year. Sterling played for us, and Chelsea didn't want him. That's why he played for us. Chelsea didn't want him. That's why he played for Bournemouth.
See, Chelsea did not send him on loan before we got him.
Like Yasser says, right? Yasser says even Bournemouth didn't keep him. Real Madrid didn't keep him.
Wait. So Bournemouth not keeping Kepa, does it mean he wasn't a decent goalkeeper for Bournemouth? These are two different things. Yeah, Chelsea, even Bournemouth didn't keep him, but were they able to pay the amount of money that Chelsea decided that that they would pay?
It was a release clause. Bournemouth can afford $5 million. Yes, they could have, and they didn't.
Maybe they decided, man, maybe we have other backup goalkeepers, and we could strengthen our squad. We might make use of that $5 million. There are teams that think shrewdly like that. And you know what? Yeah, I've seen Kepa's games for Arsenal, and I'm confident that he might take David Raya's place this coming season. So now it's not a thing of like why I hate the signings from Chelsea is because it's coming from Chelsea, not because of the quality of the player per se. It's just because it's coming from Chelsea.
Yeah, because when Chelsea ever
that's it. I don't think Madueke is as bad as we say he is. I don't think so. It's just because he's coming from Chelsea, and I don't want any other signings from Chelsea. That's why I hated that signing. Same thing goes for Kepa.
Chelsea have never sold us quality players, is my point.
I mean, I hear you, but I mean, when I'm looking at David Raya's goalkeeping gaffes, even the one he had today, and the one and when he played against AC Milan, and I saw Kepa come in, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, even Kepa looks a little bit more decent than David Raya.
Raya, he just needs to stay in the damn goal. He got lobbed today because he was on the halfway line. Stay in the damn goal. He is good in the goal. That's why he has 2 golden gloves. Stay in the fucking goal.
But again, you have to also remember that he's caused more problems like that in the Premiership.
He did the same shit in the Bayern.
He's caused more of those problems. He was just lucky in the Premiership most of the time that because he caused those problems and he goes ahead to clean up those problems. So I mean, see, is Noni Madueke the guy I would have said, oh, could we have gotten from Chelsea? The answer is no, but he's already here and he's our player. So I would just support him. Let's just leave it like that. I would just support him. And if he comes good, BBK Sports, we will have words at that time. We will have words. Sometimes it's just good for you to differentiate, the noise from the peace. I mean, sometimes you just have to, just enjoy the peace at times rather than the noise. Because I've just told you, the reason why those signings were too painful for me to bear was just because it's Chelsea. I don't feel that Chelsea have good intentions when they sell to us. But to look at that Kepa signing, I think it was a steal. It was a steal. And he'll prove it this season. I think so.
Fair enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 3 of Stir the Pot. This damn Tony spent 1 hour and 48 minutes trying to gaslight me, but it's okay. I think
BBK, strong guy, man. BBK, strong guy. You don't back down, but that's good, man. You don't back down, but the problems we're having right now, it's just Mikel Arteta. It's just Mikel Arteta. But wait, BBK Sport, do you want to tell me, that even a half decent coach will come into this football club and would win the league with what we've got right now? We've come second 3 times in a row. And if we've just added the most lethal striker in Europe right now into this team, do you want to tell me a decent coach isn't going to win with this squad? Because you're attacking our signings right now. You're attacking the very fulcrum of Arsenal's best transfer window in about 20 years that I've known. So it's no more a fight, with what we can achieve. It's a fight with the signings that you're going on with right now. So if we have a decent manager, a manager who knows how to win, let's say a Diego Simeone, let's say who else? I mean, a winner, a winner. So if we have a winner, who comes in and coaches football club with this team right now and with Gyokeres in it, do you think we're going to win the league with this team who came second 3 times and now we've added a goddamn striker? Do you think we're not going to win the league with that decent manager?
No.
No, BBK.
I don't think we're gonna. I think we need a manager. I think we need a better manager to have a chance. But I don't think we will under this manager because Liverpool are better than us. That's my. They're better than us. Over 38 in a cup. We can anything in a cup. You need a 7-game run. Over a 38-game season, I don't think we're good enough. This current squad.
So now your problem isn't the manager. Is that what you're saying? Your problem is the squad.
No. My problem. It's an emphatic no that we're winning the league with Arteta. It's an emphatic no. With a better manager, I think we give ourselves a better chance. But Liverpool have improved themselves so vastly. I still think they're better than us. But if we get a manager that gets these players to overperform, calm. But it's very difficult to do over a 38-game season. I'm not fussed about winning the league, but I'm saying that we have to win something because the league is not the only thing there to be won.
Yeah.
This is how you keep your players motivated. This is how Jurgen Klopp was able to keep those Liverpool players and fans motivated, because when they weren't winning the league, when Pep was dominating, winning 4 in a row, they still picked up a Champions League, did a domestic double, and was winning other things. And I think Arteta's record in the Cups is worse than his record in the league, because he's never past the semifinal, only scored one semifinal goal. So I do think there is no chance of us winning with him, but I think another manager will bring us close to Liverpool, and anything can happen. If we're match week 35 and we're still in it, then I'm saying calm. But I think match week 35 last year, we were waiting. Match week 35, the shit was done. Match week 28, we were hoping that Everton would win the Merseyside derby. We were hoping, the year before that, we were hoping that Heung-min Son would bend one around Ederson. We were depending on other people. I think that second place in 23-24, when Arteta came down to deadline day, I think that's the closest he will ever take us. Injuries were kind to us that year. Red cards and all the excuses that they made this season was kind to us that season, and we still didn't win it. When we scored 91 goals, had the best defense. Normally, when you have the best defense in the Premier League, best goal difference, and scored 91 goals, you have something to show for it. And we did that and still didn't win. So I think that's Arteta's ceiling. Just like how we talk about Martinelli in the 22-23 season was his ceiling, scoring that many goals. Doesn't mean that he's a shit player. Don't think Arteta is a shit coach. Just think he's reached his ceiling.
Well, on the opposite, if we had an Ancelotti running this team, I think we would have won at least 2 out of the 3 titles we've lost in 3 seasons.
I agree.
I think Ancelotti wins with this team.
I agree. And here's
without the Gyokeres.
This way I agree with that.
I think he wins cleanly. I think his managerial prowess would put in players in their positions, and rightfully so. He will do that, and literally give us a chance to win. He will put Thomas Partey in defensive midfield rather than putting him at right back. That's what Ancelotti would give us. He would put strikers to strike. He will put left wingers to left wing. He would put left wing backs at left wing back. I think his overall general management would have set Arsenal to win the league. Mikel Arteta is the biggest problem that we have in the football club. Personally, for me, not really the squad. You know what, it got to be the manager. It got to be the manager. I mean, look at the game today. You're bringing in the most little striker at 76 minutes. How many minutes before the end of the game? Closely to about 16, 13 minutes to the end of the game, and you're bringing in your most little striker 13 minutes to go in a game. I mean, where is that done? I mean, it's the preseason, but where is that done? You can see he's the manager. It clearly is. So that's what I'm saying. If it was Ancelotti that had those 2 chances that Mikel Arteta had got, even with that squad at the time, we would have won the league.
I agree.
Because technically, he's more gifted as a manager, and he would have managed more properly and got us up there.
A Carlo Ancelotti who needs a striker to win the league, you can't give him a Kai Havertz. You give him Kai Havertz, he walks. That's what I'm saying. Like a manager of that ilk, you can't give him this player. So if we had a manager who's better than Arteta, Kai Havertz, Calafiori, Mikel Moreno, some of these players wouldn't be in the squads, because top managers don't go for these players, because top managers know what kind of players they need to win a league. When Antonio Conte came to the Premier League, he went to Leicester and brought N'Golo Kante to Chelsea. He knew what he needed in that Chelsea team to win the league, and he won the league. Arne Slot is smart enough to know that this Premier League campaign will be different from last one, so he is preparing for a gauntlet with Man City.
I mean, Liverpool won the league without a pronounced striker in it.
Yeah, right.
Ancelotti has won the league without Karim Benzema at the time. I mean, you can go round. You can go round. It's like a merry-go-round about who needs a striker, who doesn't need a striker, who can play without a striker, and all that good stuff. But the thing there is that what we have right now is garbage in our coaching managerial area. It's total garbage. I mean, you can't write that off in any way, no matter how. In any alternative reality you look into this, Mikel Arteta is the biggest problem that we have at the Arsenal right now. Bro, we've just spent an additional £186 million on this manager. And we're turning out against Tottenham and we look completely useless. So it has to be the manager, brother. It has to be the manager. Another manager will win in the league. But again, Tyrion with the patience of a saint. Yeah, exactly, man. Patience of a saint. Patience of a saint. Exactly. 14 draws in the league with 10 games, thrown the lead away in the league. Nobody have 10 goals in the league. Absolute disgrace. Yeah, sure, man.
Big up to the chat. Big up to Mr. Batter. Big up to Dal again. Tony, tell the people what you got coming up, man. I know you're back in the spaces after your prolonged vacation, man. But yeah, what you got coming up for today, tomorrow, a week ahead? What you got?
Yeah, see, people, I would be with Northside this evening at 9 p.m. I mean, is
that is
he's gonna whip me with a cane this night, but you know, Northside is gonna be a massacre and it's gonna whip me all over. But you know, see, people, I'll be with Northside this evening. I'll be with my brother Angry Gooners. See, people, we're gonna be angry tomorrow. I mean, with BBK, it's more like he just allows me to talk. You know, he doesn't want to go into serious deep. He doesn't want to truncate my movements, but Abs usually likes to go to war with me most times. But you know, we'll just do what we have to do. You know, it's gonna be Angry Gooners. We're all Arsenal fans. I know we hated what happened today, so of course, me and Abs are going to talk about it tomorrow, Friday. I'll be having a show with Josh Truguna this weekend. He hasn't fixed the time yet, but this weekend I should be having a show with him. And Deji Sports will be coming up on Sunday. See, people, my rivalry with Deji Sports. I mean, they've just beaten us today. So Deji Sports, I mean, he'll be talking tough already going into next season. I mean, won a trophy last season. Now they've gotten Thomas Frank, who is one of the most blessed defensive coach in the Premiership. Suddenly, that Tottenham team that leaked goals throughout last season simply just looks like defensive geniuses against Arsenal. So me and Deji Sports will definitely be talking about them this weekend, 6 p.m. UK time on Sunday. And next week, I'll be back with my brother Oregon Guna, and of course next week I'll be back with my brother BBK Sports. So yeah, man, a big week ahead.
Yes, sir. So yeah, big up people, big up to everyone in the chat. You know, this went on for 2 hours and it felt like 2 minutes. It's never a dull moment with Tony. You know, but. Yes, I got some more physical therapy I got to do on this ACL. So, you know, we're going to leave it there. I'm on with Shane Gooner tonight on the Bruised Banana podcast at 8:30. So, yeah, you can tune in for that as well, people. Like I always say.
Big up Shane Gooner.
Big up Shane Gooner every single
time. Correct person.
Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.